We're eating eggs.
I don't think you realize though how clutch this egg is.
Oh, you say clutch now?
I know. I couldn't figure out another way to say that. Though.
I mean, it slipped into my vocabulary.
What, clutch?
Clutch.
But isn't it kind of a good word?
Do you remember you had to audition for that Jordan Peele movie, and there was something about you had to say clutch a lot?
What?
Yeah, there was a character that you said clutch, so I blame it on Jordan Peele.
Yeah, fuck Jordan Peele.
How's it sounding on your end?
It sounds good, yeah.
So,
What time are we at?
Too long already.
What?
For the listeners today, we're eating eggs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hard-boiled eggs. Wow, it really does smell strong.
Wait, and I know it doesn't smell. You crack it open and it smells. No.
Are these rotten? You know what the secret is to peeling a hard-boiled egg well? You got to use the side of your thumb, and you got to smash it all up before you peel it.
What do you mean?
I'm not doing a good job right now because I'm in.
Yeah, I can tell it's
because I'm in my lap. But you see how you use the side of your thumb?
Fuck.
Yeah, see, you're doing it wrong. You gotta side of your thumb.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And so you don't get any things under your nails too.
Well, are you worried about that?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about peeling the egg without. See, beautiful, beautiful.
Wow.
Hey, give me one of those rags.
This is hitting the spot.
Is it really good?
Yeah, it really. Well,
maybe it's rotten.
And why I was gonna say it's clutch is because this is gonna hold me over.
Is it clutch or is it dope?
It's the.
Or is it fire?
Bet.
Why does this not go closer to my mouth?
I feel like there was.
This does not. I gotta sit up now. Or no, you know what I gotta do?
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, you gotta move yours now.
Well, I can move mine. Yeah. I feel like there was. The lingo changed kind of. There was like a
very rapidly, I would say.
Right, but couldn't you kind of point to when it changed, like
2019.
But what I'm saying is like
May 23rd.
There was an era where like nobody was saying sus or bet or like those kind of things.
Sus. Remember sus?
But
is it still going?
But that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it changed. You like it. You could go May 6th, 2019, and then that's when everybody started saying all of that.
It just slipped in, yeah.
But I can't remember another era where that happened that quickly.
This egg almost needs no salt. It's really good.
It's good, yeah. Yeah, Joe cooks a good hard-boiled egg.
I just get that water really hot. I have a couple secrets. I salt the water.
Okay.
Get that water really, really nice and hot.
Kind of like what you do with pasta.
Yeah, I don't know if people know this, but you use a pot with a lid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tell us more. Did you know? Did you know when you cook pasta, you're supposed to have the water be as salty as the sea?
I hate that. What does that even mean? Is the sea salty?
Yes, the sea is very salty.
Is it really salty?
Yeah. Have you ever swam in the ocean?
Yeah, and you get some of that salt water in your mouth, and I go, let me save this for when I boil an egg.
Or do pasta.
I just store it in my, do pasta, and I store it in my mouth. And then when I get home, I spit it into the pot, and I go, thank God.
Little by little, you fill the pot up.
All to avoid paying $1.49 for a bag of salt.
Oh my God! Speaking of $1.49, I was watching this YouTube video of this guy. It's like this old grandpa guy, and he goes to grocery stores and tries to eat. It's bizarre because he cooks a meal, and
what? A grandpa.
This old grandpa, he cooks a meal, and it's usually not good. It's like $1.69 waffles at Aldi or bologna, and but you reminded me because he's always looking at 16.
I remind you of a grandpa. That's the takeaway.
You remind me of a grandpa, but it's funny because the videos are 30 minutes long on YouTube, and he cooks the meal within the first 6 minutes, and so you go, what is now going to happen? There's 24 minutes left on this video. And it's him just sitting there.
Farting?
It's him just sitting there eating and talking and talking about prices. And it's good. I recommend it.
So I thought you were going to say that it was really good. That it was really...
Well...
Wow, you could have spent $1.49 on waffles. I feel like I'm eating a lot of eggshell right now, to be honest.
Well, you got to wipe it off.
Yeah, usually I run it under the water.
That's a smart
But
idea.
I can't do that right now because I'm sitting here.
God, the yolk of the egg really is the best part.
Yeah.
It has
So the guy is trying to say that you don't have to spend that much on a waffle?
yeah, he basically just goes, gets like $1.69 bologna, and then he'll even go like, okay, I got 10 waffles at Aldi for $2. That's 16 cents per waffle. So this whole meal costs $1.69.
That's pretty good.
And yeah, but it's all like
He could
processed.
start a business.
Well, but it's all processed garbage.
Yeah. I kind of started to realize that maybe processed food is not that bad.
No, it's pretty bad, I think.
Why is it bad?
I think the sodium. He even goes. At one point, he was like, yeah, 65% of your daily intake of sodium, and he was only eating like 3 waffles, and I'm like,
why do waffles have sodium?
But I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why they put so much salt in everything. That hit the spot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes eggs are like that. You just need a couple.
Oh yeah.
You go, I'm running out the door, and I
Well,
what do I need? An egg. You know?
Yeah, but that took like an hour to make.
Have you ever had an ostrich egg? What do you mean an hour?
It wasn't quick.
Well,
It took
they
me
had to
35 minutes.
You got here like a half hour ago. And
Yeah, and I'm
you
barely
walked to the
eating the
door and I
egg
said,
now.
do you want an egg?
No, I've never had an ostrich egg. Are they good? You've had an ostrich
I
egg?
never had it. I'm just asking.
I
For
don't think-
curiosity's sake.
Where can you even get an ostrich egg?
Well, I mean, I imagine you would need an ostrich.
My friend is in Australia right now, and he said that you can get kangaroo like at the grocery store to
Like
eat.
the meat?
Yeah. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, what would that taste like?
I don't know. I
Chewy? I mean, a lot of fat? Or
I have to imagine that all meats kind of taste. The variance is not huge.
No, it's pretty bad. Have you ever had duck?
I've had
Jesus
duck.
Christ.
I liked
Oh, it's
it.
fucking disgusting.
Really?
Duck is so bad. And I'm watching... Well, here's a plug.
What?
You're watching that show Pressure Cooker.
No, you
You
were watching
definitely
that show,
watched
Pressure
it.
Cooker.
You definitely watched some of the Pressure Cooker.
Absolutely
because
not.
I logged in on the episode 2 and you had watched
I had
like 10
not-
minutes past where I left off.
No.
And I thought to myself, why am I not knowing what they're talking about? Oh, because Evie logged in.
I didn't watch it. I have
For
not
the
watched
listeners,
it.
we share a Netflix account.
Yeah.
One of us pays for it. You're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, I pay for it.
Oh.
Well, we
Well,
don't
it was
share a
supposed to be like a
Netflix
little
account.
game.
You
Okay, fine.
leech off of my Netflix account. And HBO
And your
Max.
HBO.
I
And
know-
you pay my utility bill. And we're on a family AT&T plan.
Wait, hold on. I didn't watch it, first of all.
It's pretty good.
Is it good?
It's a really good. I mean, I love cooking shows,
Uh-huh.
but this is a very good one. It's
Pressure cooker?
It's called Pressure Cooker.
I got to write this down. 'Cause
Well,
I-
you don't need to. You just log into Netflix. It's all over the
Well, I
place.
got to write this down to remember.
It's blasted in your face. That pressure cooker is good.
Yeah.
So all these cooks are in a house.
Okay.
And so there's no host.
Whoa.
So
That's
first
a
of all,
spin.
yes.
That's different.
We're revolutionizing the reality concept.
Well, you're not a part of
Reality
it, so don't
genre.
say we're.
I didn't say it. I
You
never said.
You said we're revolutionizing.
No, I didn't say we're.
Yes,
I said
you did.
you're.
Look back
You're
at the
at the-
tape. No.
Okay, fine. It's not me. But anyways, I'm identifying the fact that they're revolutionizing the reality format.
Well, how does that work then? Yeah, that's everyone is a host.
Well, they have a printer. This might be a spoiler.
A printer
but
machine?
anyways, spoilers ahead. Like, you know how there's a printer in a kitchen? I know you've never worked in a kitchen.
Like an
I have worked in a
HP
kitchen.
HP printer.
It could be HP. It could be
Oh,
IBM.
like the tickets.
The tickets.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
get a ticket.
I know what a ticket is.
And it tells them, okay, chefs, 2 of you you have to do teams of 2, but there's 9 people, so one of you is going to be left out.
But hold on. The shot opens and like, because usually they're okay. Welcome everybody to the kitchen. Like, how do they enter the kitchen?
Well, they live in the house.
Oh,
They
it's a
live
house.
behind the kitchen. It's a
What?
set. Just imagine a set.
Okay.
They live in a house with a big kitchen.
Okay.
There's like 12 ovens and a pizza oven.
But
And
they also have rooms and
Yes, they
livable
live
quarters.
they sleep in the same room.
Okay.
There's not really
They sleep all in the
sex,
same room?
Like there's no sex. What?
In the same room on
They
the same
kinda
bed.
sleep. No, not. Yeah, California King.
Big Brother
and
style.
some of them have to sleep at the bottom of the bed, horizontal. No, they sleep in beds. Literally like IKEA frame beds, cheap beds.
Oh, so it's kind of like a boarding house or like Little Orphan Annie type of.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
They lay there in the dark, and
Yeah, and they
one of them goes, "I can't sleep." And they go to sleep, Annie.
The headmistress
and
comes
they
in.
all get up and they go, oh, it's a hard knock life.
Life.
Yeah. And they get brooms and mops. No.
The headmistress comes in. Who's awake?
I've been drinking again. You know, Aunt Miss Flanagan or whatever. What was the lady's name?
Miss Flanagan. Yeah, I think so. Okay, but
She was rude. But
So-
she was a... Anyways.
so they do have, but it is bunker style then.
It's not bunker. I mean, I think you're thinking of bunk bed.
I'm thinking of rows and rows of beds.
It's rows and rows of beds.
Okay.
That's correct.
Like army
Some
style.
of those different rooms. And similar to the army, yeah. So, like that cheap IKEA bed frame?
Okay.
That's what they're sleeping in.
So they wake up and
They wake up and they look at an unfinished wood because it's cheap IKEA shit.
Okay.
And then they get up and they have a meal. They have to do a task.
That would be a terrible way to wake up.
I know. I need coffee. Before I can do anything, I need coffee.
Yeah, you're one of those.
And imagine waking up and you walk out onto a TV set where
Yeah.
it's kind of like Big Brother. They got cameras on the wall.
Right.
They're remote control cameras.
But I imagine that you think it really is like they wake up and then
They roll out of bed?
press record. Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. There's
Like-
probably a lot of shit we don't know.
People got to do their makeup and like.
They probably go to hair and makeup.
Yeah.
I mean, their shirts are always perfectly
Crisp.
crisp, no wrinkles.
Yeah.
There's a chubby man, and he... Oh, God. There's a...
Man of
They make everyone look good, is
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
trying to say. I say it with all respect.
A lot of
I
wa-
like chubby men. I
wearing
really
black.
do. Huh?
a lot of wearing black.
No, they're not wearing black, but you can tell, like, the shirts aren't making his moobs look bigger.
His
like,
moobs.
his boobs.
Oh, his
his
man
moobs.
boobs.
Like, this man has boobs, and the shirts are fit in such a way that you're not really like, oh, it's grotesque. Like, they made the boobs look as good as possible.
Well,
is what I'm trying to say.
Do you believe in that? Because I get a lot of ads about the perfect fit shirt or whatever. Like, you ever gotten that? The man
I get all
shirt.
those ads.
And he's like, and I don't like the guy's energy because he's like,
doy?
yeah, and he's like, and you're, and
He's like,
the guy-
oh, another day. My shirt not looking good.
and then the guy's like, dude, your shirt is wrong or something.
They're
But
like,
what-
you don't have to. They're like, bro, are we talking about the same ad?
Yes, there's like a
They're
bro.
going out to like a lunch.
Yes,
And it's out on the street. You've seen this
I've
one.
seen this video. And,
No idea what the product is called. But
Well-
it makes the dad bod look good.
But do you think that that's true? Do you think there's some truth to that? To like
Absolutely.
to the shirt fitting and then you looking good in the shirt?
Yes.
Really?
I think more than ever in my life do I think that the seams of shirts and clothes
It's
are very important.
Wow.
The way things are shaped is what's going to inform the public about what you look like.
Right. Or don't look like.
Like, for example, I was wearing an undershirt
Uh-huh.
just before you came here,
Really?
and it smelled bad, so I had to take it off. So you're welcome. But it
Thank you.
made me look like I had big biceps. Not big biceps.
See, I don't believe that.
What do you mean?
It can't make you look like you have big biceps.
Yes, it can. It's called an optical illusion.
Okay.
Just listen for a second, because it has tight arms
Okay.
and loose-fitting torso area. That, to me, is a good fit.
Right.
What's the hardest part of anybody's body to control?
The gut.
Yep. So this shirt makes the gut look baggy. It's an
my
optical illusion.
Gut, I'm like a fairly, I would say like slender person, but
No, Evie is.
You asshole.
For those of you who have not seen him, he's slim.
I'm pretty slim, yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes I see myself standing, like fully erect or like fully tall,
Yeah.
and then I go, whoa, the gut. Like I just have a gut. Like everyone.
What do you mean?
I just see. I look at the shirt. You look at like a picture of yourself, and you go, and there's just a little bit of shadow, or like,
Yeah.
and you go towards that midsection. You go, what the hell?
They call that skinny fat. You ever heard that?
I don't like to hear that.
No, I know. Well, what do you mean?
Well, I
you
just don't like
to hear
to.
that.
I don't like.
You don't
to,
like to hear the word fat?
Well, I don't like to hear that I'm skinny fat.
You might not be, but you know what it is?
Well,
it's
this is
your
not
perception
helping.
of it.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm trying to make you feel better, but I mean, like, maybe that's not working. But like, I'm just saying, like some people. Oh, you know, I'll say like, oh my God, I'm so fat, and they'll go, you know, they get really angry too, and it'll be like someone a little thicker, and they go, and you go, what's wrong? And why are you so angry? Because do I really need to say it? You're not fat, you know, and then they get so upset about it.
Right.
Really? You think you're fat?
Right.
Really? Let me show you fat. And you go, no. And they start to take their shirt off. And you go, no.
Well, I don't know about that part. But
They go, let me show you fat. And they open their shirt and they have a corset. And the corset is pushing all their fat. And all they do is untie it. Literally, they start to untie it and the thread goes.
Well,
I went into fantasy land with that, but people do get upset.
Well, no, and I think you're right. I think you're hinting upon the fact that like people, their perception of themselves sometimes is not
accurate.
And well, and like, have you heard that thing of like we see ourselves a million times a day or something, and or like we'll notice, you know, like you look at yourself more than probably people look at you, so you might notice.
But I don't. I really avoid it.
Well, I've started to avoid it too. A
lot of men at the gym, you go, why are they looking at me? No, they're not looking at you. They're looking at the fucking mirror, the wall-length mirror. Yes.
Yeah.
And they love to look at themselves. And I think that it makes me in my head, like honestly,
right?
Because I'll start to think that I'm really good looking, and I'm just not.
Well, you've kind of always had that. I don't know if I was almost going to say problem, but I don't know if that's.
Well, no. This is something that a lot of people have.
No. Ever since I've met you.
No.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you a hard truth.
I got a lot of problems, but yeah, let's hear it.
No, I just feel like every time. What? It's the beginning of the year?
Well, yeah, let's hear the hard truth. That I think that I'm actually ugly. You're like, the hard truth is that you have the nose of Gru from the side.
From Despicable Me?
Yeah. You have the profile of Gru.
No, I just feel like everywhere we go, you kind of go, you know, like I think you are always noticing when people are like, and I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm saying
that people are looking at me.
Yeah, I think you always. I think you have a very keen awareness of like who is looking at me and who is looking where, and you know, like. Well,
I would say thousands of people look at me on an average basis. I walk into the room and thousands of people. I just feel the eyes. But
you
then
have that,
some
you
people.
have that it factor.
I have really strong it factor, and I'll tell you what it is because I know what it is. I look good from far away. Okay. I look good from far away, and then you get up close and you go, "Oh no, Jesus, what was I thinking?" You know, go stand over there with the and dim the lights, and then I look good.
Yeah.
But anyways, no, I know I'm kind of
no.
Like for example, I was out yesterday and there was a girl staring at me.
Right.
A female. But and I was like, I'm very sorry to inform you that this does nothing. Sorry, but thank you for your eyes.
Right.
But she was trying to like.
She was trying to get you to look at her back?
She was. Because I looked. You ever catch someone looking at you and you look back and they look at the ground? Or they choose to stare.
Caught you, yeah.
Well, yeah, they caught you.
Well, no,
but then
like
some people,
no, you caught them.
Well, yeah, I caught them.
If somebody...
I caught them. I caught you. You're number 1,000 of the day, staring at me.
Right, but I'm saying if you see them and they divert their gaze or whatever, you caught them in the act, and so they're trying to kind of save their ass.
Right.
Yeah.
But like you ever have somebody like look, like stare back?
I don't remember. I can't. I don't think.
Oh come on, Mister. Thank you, Jesus Christo of the Bible.
No,
so humble, Mr. Gandhi. Thank you so much. Keep your tunic on. You're just so pious.
No, I go through the day and I'm trying to keep my head down. I go.
Well,
Maria,
if you want to talk about looking at
the
Maria full of grace.
Yeah, like I'm just kind of like I'm like a nun or something, you know.
You shuffle.
Yeah, I shuffle.
You want to make as little noise as possible.
I have my hands to my stomach, like in a cross.
And you occasionally you have like a leather strip with little spines on it, and occasionally you'll whip yourself.
If I ever if I
and
ever
you wear a hair
up
shirt and yeah.
No, I do.
Wait, can you just like not be so on top of the microphone like that?
I'm already getting notes.
I'm just saying it's gonna sound shitty.
I'm doing everything wrong.
Now you're doing good. Okay.
This is good. Okay.
What were you saying?
I like to be here though.
Nope.
Okay.
You're gonna fuck it up.
No, but yes, I feel like I don't. I go through my thing and I kind of like black out almost every time I go out.
But you have never been out in the world.
Oh yeah.
And looked at somebody and
Yes.
they've looked back.
Right.
And you see heart shapes in their eyes. Or maybe in your eyes, you have the heart shapes.
Well, I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like.
Or you both have heart shapes, and it's a James Blunt song. You're beautiful, and you're like on the other side of a subway platform, and you're like, "I'll never see you again."
Yeah,
you ever have that?
I've had that. Yeah, or you smile. A smile can go 1,000 words.
Oh, dude, a smile.
Yeah,
it's better than orgasm.
And you
sometimes.
go, and yeah. The other day, actually, this happened to me the other day. I was running, and around somewhere where I run. And this woman was
undisclosed location.
And yeah, this woman was coming towards me. I was running the opposite way, and she smiled, and so then I smiled back, and then, I started to run faster. I'm
gave you a boost.
Suddenly I'm, and I'm like, what? I felt good.
Was she chasing you or?
Yeah, she had a knife.
Had a big knife. A machete.
No, but it really gave me the confidence. So just to say to for everybody, a smile goes a long way. It gave me the confidence to, and I have metrics, I have data to prove to you. I can tell you when on my app you can see when I got the smile, because I went from running at an 8:30 pace to like a 7:53 pace, and I'm faster.
Your tracking app picked it up.
Absolutely.
You were going all of a sudden.
But you get what I'm saying. It really can go.
They say
because everybody's 1,000 people smile at you every day.
That's why I'm in such a good mood all the time. I'm just walking really fast because I have lots of energy.
Millions of eyes are looking at you.
Well, to be serious, like they say, like you got to say good morning. And
I
you may have
100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You may have saved that man's life.
Right.
He was going to commit suicide.
Yeah, right.
And you said good morning. And you did it with such a twinkle in your eye that he said, well, there's this hope.
I have a thing that here in Los Angeles, we don't like look at each other. We've talked about this.
Oh yeah, people will get hit by a car before they look your way. That's just like
absolutely. And I've been to other parts of the country, and people, hi, or like,
yes,
hi, how you doing?
Yeah,
hey, how you doing? Or hey, how you doing? They acknowledge you. Remember we went to New Mexico and
we came out of the house in the morning. And we almost had the whole neighborhood standing there waving at us.
Yes.
Do you remember that? We came out of the driveway of our Airbnb.
Yes.
And there were like 12. I mean, it was probably like 2 people, but it felt. They were so warm. It was just such a warmth.
Welcome.
I just got goosebumps on my neck. So much warmth.
It really was.
And it's just crazy how that shit really affects you.
You come
really
here,
need that.
Everyone is a goddamn zombie.
Oh yeah, and they're cold.
Yeah, they're
and they got these sunglasses. You know. I just was walking around the block, and
just this morning.
Just this morning, walking around because I like to walk.
Mm-hmm.
A man with a dog, and the dog saw me from far away.
Okay, he thought you were attractive from far away.
There were heart shapes in the dog's eyes.
Right,
and the dog. No, but seriously, the dog kind of like perked up when he saw me. He was like, "Who's this?" And so I'm literally on the same sidewalk as the guy. And walking, and he comes up to me, and the dog is now. Dog? Well, now we're passing each other.
Okay.
And the man is right down on his phone, and the dog is like.
So the dog is more. The dog is more aware than the man.
Right. The sad man was in his phone doing God knows what, avoiding a human interaction at all costs.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're going out to walk in the neighborhood. I'm sorry, but you're expecting. Human interaction. You're
buy a treadmill.
Yeah,
go stay at home.
Right. Well, but he has to walk the dog.
Right. Well, then hire a dog walker. You don't need to like.
Exactly. Why come out with that energy? You're going out into the community. Get some, perk up.
No, I really.
No,
Yeah.
but you laugh at, but this is a community. This is what we've lost. No, I'm getting
Okay, Bernie Sanders. Here we go. Here we go.
But like, even the word community is like laughable to us because we don't know what that is. I don't know what a community is.
No, I know. That's why I laughed.
I know but that's sad.
The sense of community.
It's sad.
There's a sense of community in this building. My neighbor will
Really?
keep my. Yeah, there really is.
Okay.
My neighbor will keep my packages if I'm out of town.
That's
and I
nice.
yeah, she'll text me and be like, "Well, one time she kept something. I don't remember what it was.
See,
but I was like, "Where is my package?" And she didn't tell me. She was just holding on to it like a warehouse. And then I was like, "Hey, by the way, like, did you hold on?"
She's like, "Oh yeah."
And she was like, "Oh yeah," and she had to like stuff it back in the box. She was waiting for me to never ask. She actually stole it.
She has like thousands of packages, and she goes, "Your last name."
What's your apartment number again?
Apartment number, yeah. All right.
And I just need you to. It just needs to see your ID.
And I need to sign.
And just sign here. And you just go in, and there's just like a vault of packages. She's like the neighborhood package keeper. But like no one asked her to do it.
But that's nice. That's nice.
It's nice. See,
I don't.
It's the closest thing to community.
My neighbor, his package has been out there for, I don't know where he was, but he's been gone for months. And
what does that mean?
Huh?
Oh, your neighbor in your building?
My neighbor in my top above me, and there was a package out there, and all I did was I kicked it so that it didn't get in the rain. I kicked it so that it was underneath the thing.
That's not very.
That was
well,
rude.
It's something, I guess.
But I should have taken the package. Yeah.
Put it inside.
Right.
Caress it. Put it in a little crib
Take care
if you
of
can.
it.
Yeah, take care of it. Sing to it.
The incubator.
She sent me pictures of my packages.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It's good to know. I mean,
well,
that's
you have
when
her
she
number.
decided.
You just clued me into something.
Number.
You guys are.
I have her number and I have both of the neighbors' numbers actually.
You're connected. That's good.
I'm connected now because we've been through it. We've been through a lot. We had a police standoff, so we all had to swap numbers.
I remember that. I remember you texted me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also airdropped things to her by accident.
Oh, really?
Because she's, in an apartment next door.
Right.
I think I told you I airdropped a gift I was going to send my mom. Cookie tins or something?
No, I don't remember this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, remember airdrop made me remember about my idea. Beacons. Do you remember that?
Wait, so you want to release this idea?
No, maybe I won't release it.
What's a beacon, though?
No, we won't talk about
All right,
this.
fine. It's confidential.
It's confidential.
You had an idea for an app times 5,000.
But do you still think that that's a good idea?
For an app, and then you never execute anything. But
okay, I was talking to my mom.
So you just always sit on your hands. You have lots of ideas, but you have no inertia, no
drive.
initiative. What is it called? Initiative? Initiative.
Huh? What? Initiative.
None of that.
Initiative. What the hell is that?
I don't know. I'm starting to really
Lose
slow
it?
down. No. Well, that too, but slow down mentally.
Right.
I really am. Yeah.
Remember when you got COVID and you came to my house?
Oh yeah.
And we were really excited about like gonna go eat or something.
We were gonna do something good.
And but the sadness that overcame your face when you got the positive test result.
Oh, that was
a sad moment.
And I didn't feel sick yet.
Right.
And actually, you gave me COVID.
Oh my God.
That's right. You gave me COVID.
I didn't.
You
That's
were
what
the
you and
common
your sister were
denominator.
saying. But you guys have a group together against me, a vendetta.
Who are you talking about?
You and your sister.
My sister? What does she have to do with this?
Because I got a
Keep
text.
her name out of your mouth. What do you...
I got a text the next morning from her.
That
I heard you gave Joe COVID.
I did tell everyone. I said I got COVID from Evie.
I know. I got a text from her, literally.
But Evie, you were.
No,
you were
I
the only
wasn't.
person I hung out with the day before.
I have never had COVID, and I'm a key. And I think I've said this now multiple times on these episodes.
Oh God! No, nobody knows what a key is.
But I am what we call a key in our community. We call a key.
Oh, and you're in a community. Okay.
We are the keys to figuring out COVID. What they're using us to figure out.
No,
we're superhumans that have.
Oh yeah,
invincible to COVID, and we're the answer to figuring out what COVID is.
Because you read a lot of books or something. You eat organics.
Yeah, I only eat organic
soup,
vegetables.
So stupid.
I gotta leave here by 12:30, so I'm just.
Oh, you got 29 minutes.
I know. I'm just letting you know.
Well, that's good. We usually record way too long. I told you, we'll just talk and talk and talk.
Right. But so far, so good.
Yeah, I wanted to say before that how the hell did you get a Woody Allen font on your phone?
Well, I wanted to say, wait, actually, have I told you this? Where I think my background and my font on my phone, they look like kind of like a black feminist like queer like book. Like, you know what I mean? Where they're
what do
like,
you mean? Please elaborate.
Where it's like the skin I'm in, and it's
What?
like written in like
The Pedro Almodovar film, The
Yeah.
Skin I Live In?
well, yeah, and it
The
kind of
skin I'm
looks
in?
like it looks like one of those books like I'll show
Wait
you
a minute,
book.
but how'd you do that?
Yeah, you can change it. You don't know
No,
that?
but you got a wallpaper that wraps around the time, and the time is written in a Woody Allen font. I've seen that font
on the
Blue
Woody Allen
Jasmine.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, but yeah. Do you like it?
I love it. I really love it.
Where's
And what
your-
are those blue
You
floppy
can change
things?
it. All you can do is do
It
this.
almost looks like a butt, to be honest.
Hold this. Well,
We have an abstract image.
Check
and we
it out.
have.
and you can have different customizable.
Wait, what the hell? This must be iOS 12,000.
That's cool, right?
What?
Those pictures of Melanie and me.
Well, be careful.
Well, I don't have.
We
Or you can do
don't-
emojis.
That's kind of cool. So this is the new iOS?
This is the new
what you're-
iOS. Everyone.
Oh, see, I can't update to the new iOS.
Why not?
No. My phone is just, It's
You can do
basically a
Earth?
rotary. I have a rotary phone, basically. That's cool. Well, that's kind of dumb, actually.
The moon,
No, thank you.
the solar system.
I like the abstract art you had. Because, let me explain to the graphic design nerds in the audience.
Look at that. Look at the font on that one.
That's cool.
Okay.
They got some interesting options.
Explain it. I'm gonna.
To the graphic design nerds, while Evie coughs, they bless you, they
you.
wrapped the abstract art around the time. So there are different layers going on.
That was it. That was
But
it.
in real time, because the time is changing.
Well, I can't believe you. Yeah, I can't believe you,
You
actually
think about that?
picked up on that. That's a
Well,
good.
of course, I have an eye for these things.
You're right. You're right because
Yeah.
well, and now you're cluing me into how they implemented it, and it's layers.
It's layers.
You
But
can
that-
only do
but
this
that
through
is-
layers.
But I think that there's something called static layers and
And
dynamic
dynamic
layers.
layers.
And we are nerds. No, but you have the time and it's changing and it's underneath this swoopy blue thing.
Right. That's
Uh-huh.
cool. You're right.
I feel like nobody understands what we're talking about, but you just got to see it. Like it's like a blue swoopy thing.
Well, and the blue soupy thing also has its element of depth and
Depth and dynamic. And can you look at the butt crack?
actually.
You
Okay,
see the butt
wait
crack?
a minute. Wait a minute.
It's a butt.
This is actually kind of insane because I'll tell you why. It's over this layer. It's over this layer, but under this layer.
What do you mean? Under what layer?
So look at the 12. The 12 is over the background, but then the 4 goes under the
Oh,
background.
because it's supposed to be 3D.
So that
Yeah, it's coming from behind the 12 and in front of the 4.
which is telling me that the background is actually multiple layers and not just one layer.
Let me think about this, because I have played around in Photoshop.
But do you get what I'm saying? Because if this was just one layer, then the 12 would also be under the this, right?
Right.
So this has to be a layer. This has to be another layer. This is like they're all probably different layers.
So where would that's the part I don't understand, and that's why I don't use Photoshop, because where does the swoop happen? So I think that maybe there's a line. Yeah, I bet you there's a line vertically between the screen and the 12 and the 0 and the 5. And the 5 goes behind and the 12 goes in front.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
But can we
They're
very
very
talk
nuanced.
very nuanced, but it looks like a butt. Do you see the butt?
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Not a very
Abstract
appealing, but
No, flat.
very flat.
But
yeah.
the light is pointing from below.
But
so
you're
it
saying
really,
this is kind of a leg, and this is another leg.
yeah, for sure.
And that's
I mean, Evie's basically has a butt on his screen.
Yeah, I guess I
But
don't.
I think that
I don't like
abstract
that anymore.
artists, you don't like it?
Well, I don't like having a butt on my screen.
Well, abstract artists do this. There's a subliminal message.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Did you see the M.L.K. statue that they unveiled?
No, can we take a
Oh,
look?
Jesus Christ. It's a disaster.
We got to get a visual format on this.
Well, I've said 1,000 times that I can film.
Here we go. I have a camera too.
Yeah, I was going to buy one of those rotating cameras that follows you.
That's cool. Tracking.
Yeah. Well, that's actually really... You know what I'm talking about?
What?
But you put your iPhone on it, and you open the app, and the thing goes... zzz,
No, I've
it
never
follows
seen.
you.
That's crazy.
It's a rotating mechanism. I mean, it's $150, but it follows. It's following you.
So I get up and
You move
I'm
and
doing
it's
dynamic.
following you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, even this grandpa, the one I was talking about earlier, I think it's called, I forget the name of the YouTube channel, but even he has a 2-camera setup.
It's just crazy.
And it's
even elderly people are technologically advanced.
He's eating here and then he's going to camera 2 and he's
What do you think it's going to be when it's us?
What do you mean?
When we're his age. What are
His
we
age?
When we're his age. What is this going to be? No, what is the technological thing going to be?
I know. Yeah,
that we have to learn.
I think we're going to get. Well, have you heard of Neuralink? Elon Musk's Neuralink. I think
it's always somebody always has something. Somebody always has something ready to go about the end of the world.
I know.
And let's hear it now. Neuralink.
Well,
the new thing for me to stress about.
I'm stressed about it, and Elon Musk is an idiot. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
I mean, yeah, okay,
and I don't
that's
care
easy to
whose
say, but
feathers I'm ruffling, but he's like testing these Neuralinks on these primates.
Primates.
I was gonna say ape, and then
that's a good hybrid word.
Primates. And
monkeys.
First of all, it's fucked up. I think he killed like a bunch of apes just by implanting this chip on the brain. But they have these videos.
You got to start from scratch.
I know. Sorry. So they have these videos. Neuralink is this thing that they're gonna put in your brain.
Yeah.
And you basically, I think it just takes the electrical signals of your brain and learns it learns that like whenever I look left or something, whenever I look left, my brain has a certain electrical signal pattern, and what happens is Neuralink sends that signal pattern to a computer, and the computer goes, okay, now it can recognize that you looked left. So what they had this monkey do was play Pong, the game Pong.
Yeah.
And he's moving the lever like this, like with his hands, he's moving the lever going up and down to move the paddle. And what happens is they disconnect the controller and he's still moving the lever, but now the controller's disconnected and the thing is learning from its brain that it's like, it's recognized this action. And so
the video game has learned from his brain.
Yeah.
Now?
The Neuralink, he's playing basically just using his brain.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
But I know that in 30 years, I promise you, everybody's going to have a Neuralink in their brain, and all of our the things that we thought were sacred, our thoughts right now are the only things that are private. It's going away.
Very good point.
It's going away.
Elon or what is it? Who is the guy? Mr. WikiLeaks.
Snowden.
Julian Assange.
Edward Snowden.
It's a very good theory. And I agree, there is no privacy because there's a camera everywhere.
Well,
We're probably on camera right now.
But your thought, wouldn't you say though that your thought? Yeah, well, I mean, the Alexa is pointed right at me.
The Alexa doesn't have a camera. But, oh no, it does.
But wouldn't you say?
Oh my God!
Your brain.
Gotta put a Post-it note over that. No, really.
Wouldn't you say your brain though was the last sanctuary, or like when I go into thought and I go, that girl was she was a jerk, and
careful. She was a jerk,
or like that man
I know,
cut me off.
I'm always calling people a jerk in my brain.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. The last sort of last sanctuary that you have.
I agree.
It's gonna go away.
This is what came to mind though when you said the thing about the moving and the blah blah blah. That they're already doing that. Like, haven't you seen where they put a bionic arm on a man he lost his arm?
Yes.
And then they put a bionic arm.
Absolutely.
And he goes, I just think, and then I grab.
Right. Well, but that's like helpful and it's helping this bionic man. But I'm saying normal people, or I guess not normal. I know, it's just really fucking.
Also, like, just nobody knows what I'm also actually laughing at. The fact that you're wearing, Evie's wearing Under Armour weightlifting gloves. And you have the beard, and you just looked for a split second like a wild conspiracy theorist, and you were like, and this is why I don't shower. I threw my shower out. I just said I'm not taking a shower ever again, and they're just programming us, and I'm not getting back. Like you
and
just
gas stoves.
And
you heard about that?
What?
Now there's this whole thing against gas stoves. Are my lines?
What do you mean?
Why are your lines so much larger than mine?
I know, because I have a good distance from my microphone.
Look at me.
Yeah, you're right on top of your microphone. What if it was like a microaggression that I kept my volume a little bit higher than yours?
I came in here, before I came in here. You were like 13, and for him,
and he'll get 12. It's like a microaggression, and that's how I get through.
Well, I didn't mean to say. Sorry, hold on.
We got to go back.
We got to go back.
Now expanded.
I just meant to say.
This is what happens when I listen to the episodes. We get so far,
I know,
but yet nowhere because we never complete a thought.
Well, maybe we'll skip over this. Should we skip over this?
You can't just. Oh my God, that's like saying fix it in post. We can't do that. We have an interesting thing at hand. I said the bionic thing. I would like to have an answer for that.
Oh, I'm just saying the bionic thing is like that. Yes, that's kind of helping that person with their. But I'm saying like able-bodied people will also have like everyone. I think everybody, not just disabled people, are gonna have this thing with technology. Everyone is gonna have. I really think everyone is gonna have a neural link in like 30 years. Or an equivalent, and what we're gonna be, and the crazy thing is that they're gonna sell it as this thing is like, oh, I don't have to talk to Joe anymore. Sorry, I'm blowing up.
Woody Allen font is blowing up.
I can now think my, the efficiency of communication will be that I can go, and we just had a full conversation, that I did it through my brain to you.
Oh, yeah, and maybe the app will be called Brain Message or something, and. Well, you had this idea a long time ago. Remember? I
did. Because remember I told you that, like, I can think of something, and unless I, like, draw it or whatever, like, it's going to be hard for me to... But if I could just send it to you somehow.
But at the end of the... See, we're starting to get so deep into this. But, like, can you really...
Well...
Can you really communicate... Like, a text message? What are the restraints of a text message? What are the restraints of English language?
Right. Well, but that's
once we figure out how to actually, like, I don't know if it's even possible, but when we can finally reproduce a thought in another person's brain,
yes,
and for sure, make sure you received it, then there's no question that, to me, that's purest communication.
Well, yes.
I didn't have to find the right words to say. I didn't have to worry about a double meaning or inflection, or if I'm writing, I didn't have to worry about grammar.
And you're touching upon an interesting thing, which is that, like, I guess communication as we know it right now always involves some sort of translating factor, meaning that, like, you send me a text, I have to read it.
Yeah.
And there's a mechanism and device that we're using to translate it so that it's communicated in me. And what additionally, like, why are you laughing?
Just because you looked crazy. You go, and I'm like, oh, there's more. And there's more.
Even with all of that, it might never be fully communicated in the way that you intended it.
Even emojis. What did emojis do for the world? No, really.
They made it so that we can understand.
Yes, they revolutionized the way that we communicate.
Right.
Because now I don't have to say hair flip. I can put the lady who's going like this.
Right.
I don't have to like
Were
say
you doing that before?
that I'm sad, but I'm also laughing at the same time. Now I can send the guy that goes like this. No, really, you know what I mean?
I
he's
know
like
what you
that
mean.
crying face, but he's also like kind of laughing about how sad he is. He's like,
yeah, and that's interesting. Well, and it is interesting how those emojis. Yeah, like it's a common language for all of us. Because you could have just sent me a picture.
No, I know. No, but what I'm trying to say is I read articles about this, and even emojis have different meanings to different people.
Well, have you heard
Females in the workplace do not like emojis in their emails. They do not.
Oh, really? Oh, I've heard about this as well.
Females do not, because females they overthink the emojis. Yes. And I say them with the most respect, but they did a study on this.
Right.
And women actually look at emojis differently than men.
Right.
They think that
men get excited probably, right? Or...
Well, I don't know about that. Why would you say that? Excited?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, maybe if it's an exciting emoji.
Well,
maybe
I just
the
see emojis
eggplant
and I go, whoa.
Oh, you know what men would like? The peach emoji.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I was texting with this woman, and she sent a heart, and it was like, I think it was like a purple heart.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And then I went online, and I looked up like because I was like, I've never received a Purple Heart before, and like, apparently,
You and a lot of soldiers have not received a Purple Heart. No, I know what
Yeah,
you're
a lot
saying.
of
It was just such an easy joke, but yeah.
Well, no, but I remember having to look up like what each color of heart represented, and
I
like,
didn't know that there was a rule.
well, apparently, yeah, there's like all, and it's all bullshit. But they were like, green heart means you're just friends. Like purple heart means like I respect you. Blah 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 blah. And I was just like, I went through a rabbit hole of being like,
Yeah.
what is this person trying to say to me?
Because I sent a Purple Heart to Jessica, my sister.
Oh right,
And she gave me all this shit. Oh, so I get Purple Hearts now?
yeah. See,
I don't get red hearts?
I'm telling you.
But then I'm seeing this guy. I'm in a somewhat of a relationship, and I sent a red heart.
Well, that's the big one.
But for a split second, I thought to myself, "Don't do it." But then I thought to myself, "No, there is love.
Well,
There's the development of love."
I have this rule where I go, red hearts are for, people that I love, like that, like, and then green hearts are kind of like friendly love, like.
Well, to like eco-friendly, green, like.
But see, there you go. Now you
I
misinterpreted
love
my
you
heart.
in an organic. Well, see, exactly. You have rules
that
that
other
I
people
don't know.
Yeah.
But if
That's the crux.
that's the whole thing that I think that we figured out with language. Yeah, I am very loud compared to you. Anyways,
Well, you can do that in post, though, right? You
I
turn
can
yourself
fix
down.
it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why you're so tiny. But anyways,
Well,
we'll fix it.
okay. I'm gonna burp.
I think that the thing that we figured out with language
Uh-huh.
is that there really can't be a rule.
Okay, say that one more
Subjectivity,
time.
everything is subjective, except for maybe math. And
Well, yeah, and even no,
Yeah.
but even that, I have things about that too.
oh yeah, because there's like 1 + 1 could equal 2 or 11.
Yeah, remember
you ever
I
hear
told
that?
Well,
You didn't tell me that.
No, I
heard
did
that.
tell you that.
No, you did not. I heard 1 + 1. That's called new math.
That's. What do you,
I
what do you
heard it
mean,
from
huh?
my aunt, who's actually not very smart.
Well, I 1 + 1.
Can you take the gloves off? It's just.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I'll
But
take
it
the
just
gloves
makes
off.
it just makes everything you say look
Sound crazy.
so crazy.
Well, no, I seriously had this thing though because I read this book. I studied math in college, and so like 2 + 2 is 4, right? And like we take that to be sort of as a truth or whatever. 2 + 2 is 4.
Right.
But I guess, there's these things called modular arithmetic.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this whole thing, depending on the context of depending on your context, 2 + 2 could not equal 4. So like 2 + 2 = 4 in
What the hell does that mean?
well, it's this whole thing, and I think I'm gonna get into something that I don't know a lot about. So
Well,
I just like if you there's a thing called modular arithmetic, and if you do like 2 mod 1 is actually 1. It's not 2. So 2 mod 1 + 2 mod 1 is actually 1 + 1, which is 2. So 2 + 2 in a modular arithmetic is actually 2. And so you go.
but then you've redefined what.
Well, but what I'm saying is 2 + 2 = 4 only exists in like regular arithmetic, and if we don't add that context to it, we just assume. I think everything requires context. And
It does, because that's why every math teacher ever will pull out potatoes and go, "I have 2 potatoes."
Well,
And what happens if I add 2 potatoes?
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
It's a concrete object.
yes.
But then you could get crazy, and you could go, some potatoes weigh more than other potatoes. Is that sort of what you're saying?
Well, yeah. What I'm saying
qualified
is
as
that
a potato?
well, it's kind of a weird thing because I actually think this is like a discussed thing in math where they're like they don't know if math is discovered or if it's like, or if we're creating it, basically.
No, I would say it's discovered.
Well,
Because simple enough, the Fibonacci sequence.
because it exists.
I look at that and I go, yeah, you ever look at a seashell and the meteorologist map when he has a hurricane up?
Right.
They look the same.
It exists in
That's
nature.
called
yeah.
math.
Well, that's kind of, but again, but see, that's kind of the crazy thing is that math, we are discovering it, but we're discovering it through the lens of us.
Right.
But then again, there's also things that, like, it's kind of wild.
It's all wild.
Because there was I read this book about, there are these like groups they're called like Galois groups, and there's just these like mathematical groups of like, whatever, they have this like form or whatever, and people didn't know what it was for like a long time, And then they mapped it, and it turns out that like atoms can be broken down into these groups, like, and so you go, whoa, we found the groups before we found the physical thing that exists in the world. So like, imagine all of the things that we can discover that we haven't been able to map it to like a physical world yet.
All I can do is take a deep breath. What's a Gagala one?
I think it's called a Galois group.
Galois group.
It's this whole thing.
So you're saying that we discovered it a long time ago?
Yeah, but we kind of discovered it in like the 70s or something, and then but they were just like existed as a mathematical concept. But then later on, through observation, and they're looking at the atoms closely and whatever, and they're like, oh my god, they have the same shape as these Galois groups. Like,
but why'd we give up? We discovered it. I'm confused.
Well, we discovered it mathematically. Like we noticed a pattern in these mathematical groups and concepts, but we never mapped it to like a physical real world. Like we never knew what it. We were just like, oh,
so you're saying that now we notice it with atoms?
Yeah, now we know that those things.
Boom. Joe understands. I do now understand.
But isn't that weird?
It's very strange. But everything with math to me is a similarity. Is a
to something,
this exists here and we notice it exists here.
To something physical.
I saw a meme just recently, and these math students, and it sounds so stupid. They cut the crust off of a pizza. They had like 4 pizzas.
Okay.
And they cut the crust off of one pizza. And that crust was now taken horizontally, and it stretched the whole 4 pizzas. And I don't know what that means beyond. It means something.
Say that one more time.
Imagine 4 pizzas in boxes.
I'm looking at 4 pizzas?
A bunch of noobs cutting the pizza.
Why noobs?
Well, it's just easy to make fun of them. But very intelligent people. Would you prefer that? I call them very intelligent mathematician wizards. They cut the crust off of one of the pizzas.
4 extra large pizzas from Domino's or from...
Oh, God. This is where it becomes wild. because you're... No, I don't know. Yeah, fine. Extra large.
Okay, but 4 circular pizzas.
4 circular pizzas.
Okay.
That's actually very important to know.
Well, I'm trying to provide context.
Because you want to know, yeah. No, thank you. And you want to know what the answer of the meme was? This proves that pi is real.
Well, that's a joke.
I don't know what...
That's a joke.
Really?
Because pi, like the number pi?
No, but they put pi.
Right, the number pi.
But are they like trying to say pizza pie?
Right.
I don't know. But anyways,
well, people need to...
one crust of a pizza equals the length of all the pizzas. What does that mean?
Oh, I see. Now I see. So they took the circular pizza and they went and they cut the crust and they laid it out horizontally like you said, and it equals the length of all of the 4 pizzas. Well, that's just a math. That's just a math trick.
That's math.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I don't know anything beyond what I'm telling you, but it means something, right?
Well, I think that it's a kind of a mathematical coincidence, I would say.
Right, but there seems to be a lot of those.
There are, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I heard that you could like unroll a fruit roll up and it's the length of the globe. You know, like you ever hear those kind of things?
I've never heard that. No.
If you like took every letter in the words that no, I don't know. I'm making it up.
An
now.
anagram.
Huh?
You ever heard of an anagram or something?
What's that?
Like
bananagrams? I played bananagrams.
If I take the word play and then I rearrange the letters, I can make Yelp or something.
Well, if you spell it wrong. Yelp. It's the past tense of Yelp. You got to leave, right? It's 12:25.
Oh, yeah. I got 5 more minutes. So
so you're going to record right to the last second.
I'm recording. What do we wind down with?
Okay, this is what I think that we should come back to because we mentioned it earlier. This is the M.L.K. statue in Boston.
Oh, yeah. Can I see it?
Yeah, just look at that pile of shit.
Okay. Well, you know it's M.L.K. Day tomorrow.
Yep.
Are you working?
No, I'm off.
Yeah, me too. Okay, that's weird.
What do you think that is?
I'm looking. Oh my God.
What is that? The statue is called Embrace.
At first, you ever done like that thing where you're like pretend you're kissing yourself?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's what was happening. But now I'm seeing kind of a hand on an ass.
I think that it's all confusing. If you look at it from one angle, it looks like a turd. It's supposed to. It's called Embrace.
I don't like it.
I guess Coretta Scott King and M.L.K. Jr. hugged, and they decided to overthink their statue.
I like it from here. That angle is good.
No, that looks like somebody holding a turd.
I guess that is true.
It's all like this dark bronze color.
I
It's
don't
the
like
new
the color
statue.
either.
It's called Embrace. It's in Boston,
No.
and it looks like a
It looks
like a confusing pile of shit.
it looks like S.
Have you ever eaten like something bad, like you were a little bit constipated,
Uh-huh.
but the poop came out in like flakes? And and it started to make a nice little pile.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that's what
it
this,
looks
that's
like.
what this looks like.
Have you ever held your poop for so long that it kind of gets a smell, a different smell?
Yes, I know, a burnt smell.
Yeah,
I know.
It's been cooking in there too long, and you go, oh, I can smell.
I didn't poop all day yesterday, and I took a poop this morning, and I was like,
Isn't it just like a very specific smell?
Like if I forgot to poop yesterday, I would have been reminded by the smell. It's
Absolutely.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I guess,
and
what is that? Yeah.
Well, you know, some people will point the finger at this and go, "You love to talk about poop," but
we
you're
really?
actually supposed to smell your farts because
Oh yeah.
your brain knows smells.
Well, and it's an indicator of health, I think, right?
Mhm.
And you're supposed to look at
Mhm.
your poops too, like the color and
See,
shape
I
of
don't
them.
really.
Oh, I don't look at all.
You take it out of the toilet. Oh, you were about to be like, "Oh, I reach in and I take that baby out and I
No,
and
I'm
I
saying
pat it down with a paper towel."
I've taken a thing. I think I avoid a lot of things now. Like I'll avoid looking in the mirror. I'll avoid looking at my poops. Like
Yeah.
I just kind of don't.
You could be I could be pooping blood.
Blood,
Who knows?
yeah.
Who knows? I haven't looked at my poop in 7 years. Like,
It's just dark black.
Jesus Christ. like the last time I looked in the mirror, I had extra wrinkles. Like, you know, it's like,
But that's
this
what
is
I'm
why I
saying.
don't get glasses. I don't need to know the truth about anything.
Oh, glasses will fuck you up like that.
I
for
know.
sure.
I'm gonna leave the eyeglass appointments and head straight to a Botox clinic. I am gonna notice all the fucked up things.
I remember because I have like, I have pretty bad vision. And I remember the first time.
Oh yeah, you have really bad vision.
Well, and I remember the first time I got like the contacts that gave me the 20/20 vision, and I looked in the mirror and I cried. I literally cried because I all these pores.
I don't want that.
All the pores in my skin. I had never seen that before,
Yeah.
and I went, oh my god, this is what a human face looks
you
like.
signed up for Kybella treatments,
Derma wand.
and they were gonna give you a facelift. Well, it's been a great episode, and
This has been a
that's
great
it.
episode. Yeah,
And it ended right on time.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.